Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 78th Rome Total War Brotherhood battle that I've put onto YouTube. The team I'm in today consists of Brotherhood member Tigranus, who has bought the Rome Julio faction, myself, who has bought the Carthage faction. Now, I've bought the Carthage faction for a specific reason today, and a little bit later on I'll explain why I've actually bought it. And I think you'll see why. Our other teammate is Steve Longshanks, that has bought the Rome Scipio faction. And then we have Brotherhood member Diabolic, who has bought the Rome Brutio faction. So that's our team today, full of good players, and I think this could be a great battle to watch. At this stage of the battle, I thought I would show you my Carthage army. Well, maybe not so much the army, but the formation that I'm using. If you notice, I've broken my pikemen up into 4 mini armies. Now, the reason for that is that we're actually facing Germania today, and as some of you will know who've watched other battle videos of mine, you'll know that if Germania is charged incorrectly, it can cause mass rout to Rome armies. But if they charge into pike units, then they will die quite quickly. So what I've done is I've spread my army out, my pike army out here, so that I can send if you like, pike reinforcements to any of my allies where I see the Germans are charging in. Now, maybe some German generals, they may charge in their axemen and night raiders in one place and charge their berserkers into another. So that's why I've got so many pikes. I haven't bought any cavalry, and the reason for that is just that I thought I needed more pikes so I can kind of spread them out along the battle line more to stop the berserkers. But I have got the slingers to help with the cavalry. It should be an interesting battle to watch. And here is the enemy team. Here we have RTW player Zerberus, who has bought the Rome Scipio faction. Then we have Heavens Mohammed, who has also bought the Rome SPQR faction. Then we have RTW player Sandy Star, who has bought the Germania faction. Now, some players, as I've said before, good players do come under different names sometimes onto RTW, so whether this player is one of those good players, I don't know. And their fourth member is COH Phlegathon, who has bought the Macedon faction. So there's the enemy team there. Lots of good armies, and I think this could be an interesting battle to watch tactically, I think. At this stage of the battle, I thought you'd like to see the enemy Germania team here. The Germania army here. As you can see, this player has bought lots of chosen axemen who are effective against armour, and used properly can cut swathes through, say, Roman infantry, because of course they're heavily armoured and those axes are effective against armour. Then we have the infamous berserkers, and then we have the night raiders. Both the berserkers and the night raiders have a fear factor where they instill fear into nearby enemy troops and can cause mass routs. And then we have the German Gothic cavalry, which are an elite cavalry unit, and I see he's got 6 of those. So there you go, that's the enemy Germania army. It looks pretty effective and strong to me. At this early stage of the battle, I thought I'd just show you a panoramic view of the two opposing teams. As you can see, the Germania army is stood at the back there, waiting to look for a place to attack. And if you notice that my spread out Carthage pikeman army are also there, waiting to kind of just shadow the Germans, to try and get pike units in wherever those berserkers especially charge in. Should be interesting to watch. At this very early stage of the battle, you can see that Germania has actually activated the berserkers. Can you see their red banners flashing on and off? So the berserkers now are attacking my Rome allies. If you've noticed, I've thrown one of my Carthage mini armies forward there and put their pikes down to absorb the berserker hit. If you notice, the enemy SPQR infantry have charged in as well there, so we've got a double hit of the SPQR infantry plus the berserkers on my ally there. But as you can see, I have actually put in a couple of my berserker army, a couple of my Carthage mini armies there with a general there to give them some extra morale against those berserkers. If you notice, the enemy, I think it's Phlegathon, Macedon general, is bringing some pike units over to attack the flank of my Carthage army there. So I'm now countering that by bringing over one of my mini armies to counter that Carthage incursion on the right there. So I'm just hoping I'll be able to hold off the Macedons on the right, as well as being able to hold the berserkers and the enemy SPQR infantry that are attacking the front. Remember also, I've got my Brutii ally in there as well, kind of between the pikes, my pikes, and the SPQR enemy infantry there. If you notice over on the right here, you can see that the enemy Macedon pikemen there are holding our enemy, our ally Julii's army there up. And over on our far, it's a close-up here of the berserkers fighting, and the SPQR and my Carthage army and Brutii army fighting there. You can see that one berserker unit throwing men up into the air as he's killing them with the axe, with his effective against armor axe, and there he's just been killed himself. So there's a close-up of the action there. Meanwhile, over on our left, things are not looking very good for us there. If you notice, you've got Germania, Macedon cavalry and SPQR cavalry there. So it looks like on our left it's not looking very good. If they get all that cavalry in behind our engaged infantry, we could be in a lot of trouble here. As you can see, all my pikemen are basically now fighting the SPQR infantry and I think there's one berserker unit left. So if that cavalry smashes in behind me, I could be in trouble there. If you notice, the enemy Macedon army there is holding up our ally there, Julii, but he's also aware that I'm bringing in some Carthage units and is moving Macedon units over to counter that. And here we go, there's the enemy cavalry in behind us, and they look like they're about to charge in. If you notice, my BH ally Diabolic brought a couple of units across to try and stop that hit, but because they were so battle damaged, they routed as they were hit by the enemy cavalry. And if you notice there, that hit by the enemy cavalry has routed one of my units and has routed another one of the Brutii units there. So that was a massive hit coming in there behind us. So I have to watch out for that cavalry in behind us now. Plus, all the time we're being hit by enemy archer fire coming in on us as well. If you notice there, Diabolics discharged some Brutii cavalry into the back of the SPQR infantry and caused a lot of them to rout there. Meanwhile, over on our centre and right, as you can see, things are going quite good for our team at the moment. Just draw your attention to what's happening over on the far right here. If you notice, Steve Longshanks with the Scipio faction has got in behind the enemy SPQR faction. Do you see how he's actually kind of filtered infantry round the flank and in behind the enemy SPQR infantry? So he's kind of got them in a sandwich now. Now, that was a really great tactical move. Any new players watching this, if you can actually get your infantry in behind the enemy infantry as well as holding them at the front, then that's a great tactic to do. And I would think that SPQR infantry would rout pretty soon because of what Steve's done there. It was a very good move there by Steve Longshanks. As you can see in the centre now, we've mostly destroyed the Macedon army there. And over on the left, it looks like our armies have become victorious there. Bearing in mind, things were looking pretty bad on our left at one stage. I think we did quite good to manage to hold there and manage to turn things around. So well done on the left flank there. As you can see, the only I think the only credible enemy force now left is the SPQR faction here over on our far right, and units there are starting to rout. And it wouldn't surprise me if, bearing in mind that they're pretty well surrounded now, if their morale drops and they start to rout now. And there you go. You can see the final SPQR units are starting to rout there on our right flank there. So that was great teamwork Great teamwork there by the Brotherhood team, I thought. And if you notice, my Balearic slingers are there as well, still throwing slingshots into the enemy. I'd just like to say really well played to everybody in the game. The reason I showed this battle is because I've shown quite a few battles with Germania in, where I've taken Germania, and you've seen how devastating their attacks can be and how they can cause chain routes. Well, in this battle I just thought I'd show you how you could do an interesting counter tactic with, say, Carthage or maybe the Greek cities, a pike faction with good morale. And if you saw how I split my pike army up into those 4 separate armies, so that they would give me the flexibility that I would need to be able to counter any German charge. Like I said earlier, some generals would charge in their axemen and knight raiders in one place, and then maybe charge their berserkers and cavalry into another. So with that kind of lot of mini armies of my pikemen there, they would give me the flexibility on the battlefield to be able to defend my Roman allies against any Germania attack. I'd like to say really well played to the other team. I thought there's lots of good moves there, and really well done to them, and really well done to my team. Great teamwork there, and really well done to everybody in the game. This Spartan Commander saying, I hope to see you soon, and bye for now.